Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Tubo Player NegativeAE, and welcome back to another episode of Steins. I say we pick up right where we left off. Right here. Maho and I stayed over at Ferris's house for several days after that. Oh, right after Maho was being cute. Now that Kudasu's computer was destroyed, the odds that anyone would come after us had gone way down, but there was still a chance. Just to be extra careful, I stayed away from the lab.
Maho, Rintaro.
Maho, Rintaro. Dr. Leskinen looked a little thinner since the last time I'd seen him. Professor, I'm so glad you're safe. You too, Maho. Sounds like you had a rough time. Dr. Leskinen held Maho tightly in his huge arms. It looked a little weird, to be honest with you. The difference in size between them was so great that Maho looked like some kind of stuffed animal. Professor, that hurts. You're hurting me. Dr. Leskinen and Maho were leaving the country in the afternoon on a weekday, so I was the only one who could see them off. Since I'd been with Maho pretty much the whole time, instead of only seeing them off, I'd actually just brought her here. Her there. Maho, after all, was the kind of person who was incapable of getting to an airport on her own. I was amazed she'd survived this long given her lack of basic skills. We'd held Maho's goodbye party last night at Ferris's house. Ferris was there, and so were Maori and Daru, and the others from the Christmas party. All were sad to see them go, I think. I was freaking am a desperado with that click, I swear to God. All were sad to see her go. Yeah, you're really a great help.
Yeah.
Not at all. So when can you come to my lab? He wasn't kidding about that, huh? What? Did I accidentally press that? I think I did. I thought it just came up and it was a prompt. I'll study hard so I can go as soon as possible. Can I contact you when I'm ready? Of course, I'll be waiting. He smiled as he took my hand and shook it. I was really glad to hear it. After meeting Amadeus, my desire to go to Victor Crondia had only increased. Let me say thanks. Okabe. Really. If it weren't for you, I might not even be alive right now. You're exaggerating. No, I mean it. I'm really grateful. I'll be waiting for you too, so do your best. Yeah, you too. Good luck with your research. As we discussed previously, I'm going to be revoking your access rights for Amadeus today. That's fine, right? Yes. Evidently they couldn't leave me with access to Amadeus after they left the country. I was only supposed to test her during their stay here anyway. Want to say a final goodbye to Kudasu, huh? Yeah, you're right. Can I say something to her? I tapped the icon for Amadeus. What? Do I get a goodbye too? Kudasu was expressionless for some reason. I guess so. Do you not need one? You said goodbye to Maho before me, right? He did. Maho interjected before I could speak. I hope so. Kudasu was inside my screen. Was it a good thing that I'd spoken to her like this? Or a bad thing? In the end, I knew I needed to forget about Kurusu Makase, but I couldn't. I couldn't escape from this curse.
アクセス権がなくなったな。
Once I lose access rights, we won't be able to see each other anymore. Will we? Well, I am slightly grateful that you gave me someone to talk to. There's a chance you're coming to Dr. Lessinen's lab, right? I'll make sure to remember you until we meet again.
ツンデレだな。
You're such a tsundere. What's that? I don't understand. Don't use the... She knows.
Chris は shy だね。
Kurusu's just very shy. He's not you too, Professor.
元気でというのは。
Stay healthy. Probably isn't the right thing to say. You don't get sick.
あまりヒヤジョーさんのことをからかうなよ。
Don't tease Hiyajo too much.
はいはい。言われなくても分かってるわよ。
Right, right. You don't need to tell me. I already know.
それならいいんだ。
I hope so.
あんたがいつか
I hope someday your smile doesn't look so sad.
心の底から
I hope someday you can smile for real. I guess even an AI can see right through me. Kurusu Makase was one hell of a woman. Robot. Person. Bye.
あ、
Yeah. Kurusu disappeared from my screen. I turned to Dr. Leskinen and nodded, deleting the Amadeus icon from my screen.
アクセス権の解除は
We'll handle the paperwork for the access revocation on our own later.
テストとして協力してくれて
Thanks for your help with the
ありが
testing.
とう。
We really got some
貴重
valuable
な
data.
こちらこそありがとうございました。
I bow deeply to both Maho and Dr. Leskinen. I'm gonna miss Maho. As I watched their plane take off into the distance, I noticed that it felt like there was a hole in my heart. I clutched my phone tightly. Its connection to Amadeus was gone. A new chapter. Oh shit. Okay. So I know that it quick saved, but I want to keep my own just in case we go back and we have to get stuff. I don't want to come back and be like, oh. And just in case the autosave messes up for whatever reason. Kagari, from now on, you're officially my daughter. This was when Kagari was 6. She'd been living in a facility for war orphans and getting treatment at a dedicated clinic next door. It was a completely different place than the normal hospitals, which were overflowing from casualties of the war. It was an idyllic garden, shut off from the despair of the outside world so that children could live in peace. That was where she'd met her mom. Mom, Mayuri Shina, was a Class 2 caregiver at the facility who was always very nice to her. Really? You're gonna be my real mom? Yeah, that's right. It was impossible to express with words how happy Kagari felt. Being Mom's real daughter meant that Kagari had become her real name. Kagari became Kagari Shina. Hey, don't hug me so tight. You're so spoiled, Kagari. Then I can leave, right? I can leave with you, right? I'm sorry. It looks like you need a little more treatment. That's right. Oh, doctor. Sensei. Kagari didn't know the doctor's name, but he was a nice old man who always was kind to her. It's going to be another 6 months, and then it's over. You'll just have to hang in there until then. 6 months? We talked about this before, and you said 2 weeks. I was referring to her physical wounds. The post-traumatic stress suffered by children during the great bombing of Tokyo far exceeds that of the adults. We learned at her exam yesterday that she's still having nightmares.
そうなの
Is that
係ちゃん
true, Kagari?
そんなことないもん
That's not true.
もう怖
I
い
don't
夢
have
なんて
nightmares
見ないよ
anymore. It's all fun
楽しい夢
dreams.
ばっかりだよ
Kagari, it's not good. Oh, shit. God damn it. It's not good to lie. It'll only make your treatment take longer. You told me yesterday that you wake up with nightmares all the time still, don't you? Or didn't you?
ま
Oh
あ
my.
そうなの
I see.
この子の脳内に空爆の
It's
記
proof
憶が
that
恐
the
怖として
memories of the
残ってい
bombing
る
still
証拠
exist
だ
in her mind as terrifying experiences.
きちんと治療しておかな
If
け
we
れば
don't treat them properly, it could
取り
lead to
返しがつか
irreversible
なくなる
consequences.
そうですね
You're right.
というわけで
So
治
you
療
don't
を
mind if
続
we
けて
continue
も
with
よ
her
ろしいか
treatment?
ね
Do you,
お
Mom?
母さん
はい
Of course.
係ちゃん
Kagari, let's do our best and beat the bag
悪い
sickness,
病
okay?
気をやっつけようね
Mom rubbed her head. Kagari felt so at peace that she could cry.
分かった
いい子だ
That's my girl.
じゃあまた後で
Okay.
ね
See you later,
係
Kagari.
ママ
Mom took her hand away, and instead the doctor took Kagari's hand. She was taken to the usual room. There was a white reclining chair, and next to it some kind of mechanical system connected to a headset.
聞こえるいつもの
I can hear the
声
same voice as always.
君はママを守るんだ
God's voice. You need to protect your mother, protect this world. That's why you were
生まれ
born.
てきたんだよ
She couldn't remember when she started hearing the voice. But by the time she was 6, whenever she was worried, uncertain, or in trouble, she could hear it. Schizophrenia? It was always kind and strong, and it always cheered her up. In Kagari's childish mind, she'd started to think it might be the voice of God. Since she could only hear it, everyone else said it was just an illness. But Mom was the one person who believed her.
ママを守るんだ
I need to protect Mommy,
治療
so I
を
need to
頑張
work
るん
hard
だ
at my treatment. Kagari's young heart was filled with hope that she could someday live with Mom. This is Shining Fingers' room. Moeka. This is Moeka's room. 100%. As soon as she opened the door, Kagari Shina was struck with an unpleasant wave of heat. It was early June, and this is the first day to hit summer temperatures. It was hot enough that just walking outside could cause you to sweat, but this small Japanese-style room had thick curtains and the windows were closed. The room was dark and cramped, and there were so many clothes on the floor there was no place to stand. It wasn't just clothes. There were all kinds of filthy things. Bags with half-eaten snack bread still in them, half-rotten food packs, plastic convenience store bags overflowing with trash, all scattered around the floor. Around the area, the half-naked girl sitting against the wall was covered in bandages and gauze soaked with blood and pus. The bandages tied around her exposed stomach, chest, limbs, but those two were soaked with blood. The room was filled with a sickeningly sweet stench, and though there was no way to tell if it was coming from the garbage or coming from her. The owner of the room, Moeka Kiryu, raised her hand and looked at her eyes filled with hope.
M4 まだ生きてたか
Oh, shit. Really? Is that really what you're doing? You're really part of CERN? Is that really what how? Like, what happened? What happened to make this happen? When she saw Kagari, who was still wearing her shoes as she came into the room, her shoulders slumped.
FB ちゃん
You're not FB. Who are you?
命の恩人に向かって
It's an awful thing to say to the person who saved your life. Moika gave a painful cough and then spit up some stomach fluid mixed with blood. It stained her thighs on the floor. Her wounds must have been opened again because the bandage around her stomach began to turn red. She spent 5 months like this with no treatment from a doctor. Moika got into a gunfight with the Russian army and failed her mission as a rounder. She'd lost 2 of her companions and her target, Kurisu Makine's laptop, or Makise Makine. I'm too into Korea right now. They pinned the blame on her. She was wounded and almost killed. It was Kagari who saved her and brought her to this room. But if someone with a gunshot wound went to the hospital, the police would be notified. And for that reason, she'd never gotten any real treatment. Her wounds became infected, and even 5 months later, it still brought her incredible pain. Her terrible fever hadn't let up at all, and it wasn't rare for her to go from 39 degrees to over 40. But Moika didn't seem very interested in her wounds. She was more interested in sending messages with the phone in her hands. She must have been sending messages to her beloved boss. In the past 5 months, she said almost 1,000. Are we in the same situation? We're in the same situation. FB Moika's boss, FB was Moika's boss in the Rounders. A woman who always gave orders to Moika via text message. Moika worshipped her, to a degree that it far exceeded what could occur in a normal employee's relationship. The shock of being abandoned by FB hurt her many times more than actual words. Too bad it's not a woman, actually. It's actually freaking... what's his name? Kagari tossed the bag she'd slung over her shoulder at Moika's feet, along with 2 plastic bags. The backpack was filled with medicine that wasn't available without a doctor's prescription. Along with it was a whole box of illegal drugs used only for the treatment of severe pain. Normally these would be kept under strict control at a hospital where no normal person could get them. Both plastic bags were filled with canned goods and other things Kagari had chosen because they were the lowest possibility of spoiling. If you don't feel like living anymore, tell me. I'll bring you poison instead. But Moika didn't seem to notice Kagari at all anymore. She was completely unresponsive. Kagari had gotten used to her attitude over the last 5 months. But she wasn't just going to go home today. She wordlessly reached for Moika's cell phone. But what are you doing? Moika tried to resist, but evidently she had no strength left. Kagari was easily able to grab the phone. It was covered in blood and pus, but Kagari forced it into her pocket without hesitation. This reminds me of exactly that other scene in the last game. Moika started crawling towards her. This is like something out of a zombie movie. Don't get the wrong idea. You've got new orders from FB. Moika froze. Orders from FB? Yeah, take it. Moika took another cell phone out of her pocket. It was the same Japanese cell phone that Moika had been using, minus the dirt and bloodstains. The phone you've been using is under surveillance by the Russians and Americans, so she can't use it. So from now on, your orders will come via this. That's a lie. I bet you it's Kagari giving her orders now. Wouldn't that be crazy? Moika reached a trembling hand out towards the phone. In an instant, she snatched it away and clutched it to her chest like it was her own child. Will FB send me messages if I have this phone? You should have some already. Moika quickly opened the screen on the phone. She saw the words on the screen and tears started to flow down her face.
M4 私の可愛い娘
Huh. Must have been so hard for you. I know it was hard for me. Your failure was unfortunate, but I'm very glad you're alive. Get better and wait for my next message, okay? This time, complete your mission successfully and regain my trust. I believe in you from the bottom of my heart. To my beloved daughter, FB. From FB.
わざわざ読み上げなくてもいいのに
You didn't need to read it out aloud. Of course, this message wasn't from FB. Kagari had written it herself. Keep someone at the brink of death for 5 months and then give them exactly what they want as bait. And then you can easily put anyone under your control. Kagari knew this well. The life suddenly returned to Moika's face. She spilled out the contents of Kagari's backpack like a woman possessed.
傷を
I want to get better.
FB の
I need to
信頼
regain FB's trust.
それでいい M4
That's right, M4. She smiled, satisfied, and knelt down in front of her.
私が治療してあげるわ
I'll treat you.
包
Take
帯
off
を
these
全部取りな
bandages.
さい
When Kagari left the apartment, the sun had set. She spent several hours treating Moika's wounds. Her hands still smelled of medicine. It wouldn't go away for days, possibly. She sighed and put on the full-face motorcycle helmet, and then went to the parking lot and got on her bike.
神様の声
I wonder if I'll hear the voice of God soon. She whispered. She took off on her motorcycle. That makes me wonder if Kagari was the one behind the guy that was acting all crazy. But then, like, how did she get wrapped up in all that shit? It's almost July. The rainy season had been on it, and what little remained of it had already disappeared. Temperature-wise, the summer had come a long time ago.
夏か
In other words, it had almost been a year since it happened. And then, one Saturday afternoon, if I stayed home, not only would it be hot, but Dad would be on my case about helping out with the family business. So to get away, I'd come to the area around Ikibudo Station. Ikibukudo. A year ago, I could have gone to the lab, but with Suzuha living there right now, I mostly stopped going. But that meant it was hard to find a place to study on my days off. It was too much trouble to go to the university, and the classrooms probably weren't open on the weekends anyway. After a lot of research, I'd settled on spending my free days visiting the cafe near my parents' home and spending a few hours there. In fact, a lot of the other patrons did the same thing I did, buying a single cup of coffee and then sitting there for hours on end. Some brought books, some brought computers. I chuckled to myself as I realized I'd joined the ranks of other normals. Where are you now? I like that I have a coffee emote. Oh, the usual cafe, right? I just went to your place and you weren't home. You did. Did my dad make a nuisance of himself again? It's okay. He gave me some barley tea. I have to go shopping. Will you come with me? Okay. Now I need these emotes. Okay, I'll leave now. Wait for me. I wonder if that was their plan. It was like, for only 99 cents, you can get these emotes that were used in this. So she went to my house. My family business was called Okabe Green Grocer. It was an old beat-up store in a rundown shopping street. The place was almost 40 years old. I really wanted them to rebuild it. My mind had wandered. Maori's going to be here in less than 15 minutes, so it was time to call it a day. I'd worked pretty hard during the morning, so it wasn't too bad. I was a little surprised at how hard I'd been working lately. I could feel how having a goal gave me energy. I needed to get to Victor Krondia University as soon as I could.
ビクトル・コンドリア大学か。
I was still in contact with Maho via email and chat. She was evidently busy with her research because she was always sleepy. I took out my phone. I found myself looking for a certain icon on the home screen. But of course I deleted it myself 6 months ago. Amadeus. Was Kudasu doing well? Knowing her, she was probably coming up with some complicated theory or teasing Maho. It was also possible that she was visiting @channel and hiding it from Maho.
アットチャンネル。
That's right. Kudasu had internet access, so it would make sense if she accessed @channel. But given that,
アマデウスって
could Amadeus post on message
書き込
boards?
んだりすることもできる。
Kudasu had spent a lot of effort last summer trying to argue with John Taitor on @channel. I do remember that, yeah. That happened on the Alpha World line, though. Still, it meant that she was okay with posting. So there was a chance that Kudasu was doing the same thing. And if Amadeus had even temporary access to the network, then just maybe. I opened the web browser on my smartphone, and without really expecting much, I ran a search for a nickname I knew and I'd never forget. Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha. It was the handle that Kudasu had once used. I spoke without thinking. I bowed my head a little towards the other customers who were staring at me coldly and looked back at my smartphone. Amazingly, the search turned up several hundred results. They're all comments on @channel. I took a look at the dates on the result page. Oldest dated back to 2008. This must have been written by Kudasu when she was alive. I never expected to see traces of her here.
っていうか統合しすぎだろ。
Did she really need to post this much? I didn't realize she spent this much time on @channel. Her comments were spread out on a lot of different boards: physics, mathematics, science fiction, oh, and of course, the occult boards. For example, in the science fiction threads, she had passionate discussions about time machines. But unlike in the Alpha World line, she never came out and denied the possibility of the time machine. Surprisingly, some of her comments seem to be quite the opposite.
いや、
Nah,
意外でもなんでも
I guess that's not surprising at all. After all, she'd gone through all the work to write a paper on time machines. Compared to that, her comments on the occult board were brutal. She would absolutely crush the arguments of anyone who dared propose anything the least bit unscientific. Supernatural phenomena like crop circles and poltergeists and spontaneous human combustion, out-of-place artifacts, the Mayan doomsday calendar, conspiracy theories about how human DNA had been brought from another planet. She broke them down and refuted them with a cold thoroughness that drove away her own side, and if anybody dared challenge her, she'd leave them flat on the canvas. It was just like Kudasu. Her comments offered so little room for discussion, it was aggravating to read them. Did she actually enjoy all this occult stuff? She put enough energy into this chat, I couldn't help but wonder.
いくらなんでも
This is just too
なさすぎだろ。
The first time I met her was at last year's ATF. I'd gone through the exact same experience. That's not true. You met her at the place. At a certain point, the Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha comments suddenly stopped. The cutoff was July 27th of last year. The day Kudasu had died. Her last comment was slightly too heated response to someone who was mocking Dr. Nakabachi's time machine press conference. My chest tightened with the sensations of nostalgia and sorrow. I decided to close the browser. But then I stopped as soon as I saw her next comment. I brought the phone closer to my face and started at it again and again. The date of the comment was December 1st, 2010.
これってまさか
This can't be. Kurusu died in July 2010. So this couldn't possibly be her. Who was it? Was it someone else who taken over the identity of Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha? Or was it... Since there was no trip code, I couldn't tell for certain. It's just an encoded number of characters that appears next to your @channel. It's basically 4chan. If you've not been on 4chan, don't go. It's a terrible place. But funny sometimes. December 1st, was just after Maho and Dr. Leskinen had come to Japan. And also about the time I'd encountered Kurusu. After that, Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha commented about at the rate of once per week. I looked for the most recent comment. Wait, that's last night. There's a discussion about relativity theory. I thought that was why I was surprised. It's like, she's still posting even now. Because she has access to the internet. She really did get foul-mouthed when she got on that channel. So you're one of those people who thinks that the Michelson-Morley experiment led to the development of relativity theory? No wonder you weren't making any sense. Go back to grade school, you fool, WW. No point in even talking to you, WWW. But when I realized that she said the same thing, we made face to face. If this wasn't some imposter, if this really was Kurusu, what a miraculous yet stupid story. Did Maho and Dr. Leskinen know about this, I wonder? Probably not. Kurusu wasn't going to tell them. But wait, they have her logs though. They have her logs, they have to know. They have her memories. I couldn't help but laugh. Should I try to make contact with her? I wanted to see if Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha was Kurusu. And then I came up with a good handle. Saliri's neighbor? Of course this was a knockoff of Maho's ID. If Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha really was Kurusu, she'd have to notice it, right? Okay. Heh, I thought I smelled moron. It's true that the original purpose of that experiment was only to prove the existence of the Aether, but you can't deny that it helped Einstein. As some result, you can say that it formed the basis of his theories. Someone needs to go back to school, and it ain't me. How about that? I wrote something deliberately provocative, and importantly, I mixed in some mistakes. Not to brag, but I knew a lot more about Kurusu than Maho did.
あっさり釣られるはずだ
If it is Kurusu, then this will fish right in.
Karin?
What? Hello, Mayuri. At some point, Mayuri had walked up in front of me.
なんだ
Oh, you're here already. I've been so busy writing my comment that I hadn't noticed. I hurriedly put the phone away and stood up.
じゃあ行くか
Okay, ready to go. What's wrong? Nothing. Let's go. Mayuri and I left the cafe. Mayuri and I met up and headed for Tokyo Hands. When I stepped inside the air-conditioned store, Jesus, I felt refreshed. If it was this hot in June, I shuddered to think what it was going to be like in July or August.
それで一体何を
So what are you gonna buy? We're gonna make some signs for advertising. So I need poster board and highlighters and stuff.
今年はコミマで同人誌でも出す気か
Are you gonna put out a book at this year's Komima? Nope. It's for Okabe Green Grocer.
Huh?
Huh?
None
What did
of
you
that.
say? My family business? When we went to your house today, I talked to your dad about it. And I said that Mayushi would make them for him. Wait, seriously? My dad could be such a jerk.
お前がそんなことする必要ない。
There's really no reason you have to do that. But Mayushi wants to do it.
本当にいいの
Are you sure? Your mom and dad are always so nice to me.
じゃ
Okay.
あ代わり
I'll
に
get you something as a
今度何
thank you
かプレゼン
present
トする
then. Really? That makes me so happy. I took a quick look around and saw that they were selling a lot of things you could use for advertising. I decided mostly to leave the purchasing decisions up to Mayori. She spent quite a while deciding what to buy. But, well, maybe because she spent all of her time at May Queen Yan Squared, her taste ran in the direction of cute and anime. Hey, don't you think this heart shape is cute?
野菜や果物を売るの
How are you
に
gonna use a heart shape
ハー
to
ト
sell
型なんて
fruits
どう
and
使うつもりだ
vegetables? Well, how about this? Mr. Matsuke, wait, Matsutake is thick and sturdy. Why not take him home tonight, man? Or maybe try my juicy ripe melons.
お前
Daru didn't brainwash you while I wasn't looking, did he? Huh?
ああいや
Nah, never mind. Mara looked confused. Confused and completely oblivious.
とにかく
Anyway, no heart shapes. It looks like we're up to something we shouldn't be. Really? I think it's cute.
可愛くなくていいんだ
It doesn't have to be cute. That's what I'm trying to say here. My original intention not to interfere had gone by the wayside.
そもそもこれ以上買って
Anyway,
余るぞ
if you buy more than this, you're going to have extras. My shopping cart was already filled with card stock in various colors and shapes.
これだけあれば当分
This will last us for a long time. You're right. Okay, let's go then. Went to the cash register to check out. But since it was a Saturday, the checkout area was overflowing with shopping carts. Since it was going to take a while, I sent Mayori to browse the toy section on another floor. I knew they'd had some stuff of her favorite shows right next Kagari. Mayori looked apologetic, but did what I told her to. In the end, I waited a whole 15 minutes at the register. As an apology, I decided to get a present I promised her. She seemed really happy as she started at the keychain. Aww, it's a grass one. It's a grass Oopa. The mascot character from Rainet Kakadu series. I told her when she went over the toy section that she could pick out anything she wanted, and this was what she chose.
ウーパーならもう大量に持ってる
Seemed pretty happy about that, given how many Oopas you already have.
しかもそれって
And that's a regular green Oopa, right? Not the rare one.
レアなのは確かメタルウーパーだっけか
I have to make sure that I'm... The most popular in the rest of that was weird for me to read, of the Oopas was a shiny silver metal Oopa. For example, whenever there was a lottery for the Rainet Kakadu stuff at convenience stores, the top prize was always a metal Oopa. And, Mary had told me once that they sold tens of thousands of yen at an auction. I feel like, we're still in the beginning because they're still going over stuff. They're still like telling us what happened in the last one pretty much. For some reason, Mayori is wagging her finger at me. Nope. This is a green Oopa, but it's not a regular one. This is the green fairy Oopa that was in the movie they just released. Come to think of it, there'd been a Rainet Kakadu movie out in spring. Had Mayori sat in a theater full of little kids just to watch it?
緑の妖精さん
The Green Fairy. Is it okay if I spoil the movie?
いいぞどうせ見
Go
ないし
ahead. I'm not gonna see it. So, this movie, it's about a fight with an evil super hacker in the virtual world. The virtual world is the forest where the fairies live. Mr. Super Hacker is really strong, and Kakaru and Upa are in big trouble, but just when they're about to lose, the fairies come in to save them. And it turns out that the fairies are actually the flowers in the school garden that he'd always taken care of. They came all the way to the virtual world to save Kakaru, and then there was this big shiny light, and then they combined with the Upa. And that's Green Fairy Upa. He's really cute and really strong. Moshi thought it was so great. I love stories like that. The director's a genius. I don't know about that. It was rare for Mayuri to get this excited about something. I took a closer look and saw that the design was a little different than the standard Upa. I didn't know a lot about Upas, so I couldn't exactly say what was different. I've actually been spending a lot of time looking for this keychain. It's really popular, so it's sold out everywhere. I never thought Hands would have one. You were pretty lucky, huh? Yep, and it was the last one. I'm glad I came today. I need to thank you and your dad. Mayuri took the tag off the keychain and got her house key out of her bag and carefully attached it. Hey, Okari. May she will treasure this forever and ever and ever. Yeah, please do. I like how this is starting out almost exactly like the last one, except like we're four chapters in. Because they have to like explain all the stuff in the last one. Make sure you don't lose it in the only thing is that we're not making a time machine this time, but we've given her an Upa. We've gone to a conference. We've just like the metal Upa wanted her radio building. Mary had lost it no more than 5 minutes after I'd given it to her. I wondered if she'd ever found it. I didn't really want to remember that time in my life, so my memory of what happened to the metal Upa was vague. Well, I know what happened because I finished the last one. Yep, I'm never gonna lose it again. The two of us started to head back. I wonder if they're betting on that you didn't finish that storyline and that you don't know. Oh yeah, you still got to do that. I've been thinking that the job was done once we bought the materials. The real work actually began now. Should I help too? No, I'm fine. I believe in Mayushi. I'm a little worried after you tried to buy a heart-shaped cardstock. It's fine. Well, it's very nice of you to make them at all, so I won't complain. Oh, I need to call Mom. I'll tell her that I'll be home for dinner. Why not eat at my place? I'm sure either Mom or Dad will try to get you to stay anyway. I don't know. Are you going to stay home the rest of the day? You won't go to any singles parties? I haven't been to any lately. Last fall I've been trying to become a normal college kid. I forced myself to go as many as possible. But lately I've been so busy with my studies that I haven't had a chance. I see, then maybe I will. Mary took out her phone and started to type something when the expression suddenly darkened. She stopped moving. What's wrong? I just got a message from Kade. I didn't notice it. What should I do, Okarin? Mori seemed like she was on the verge of tears. Did something happen? You told me before that Fubuki's not sick, right? You mean Nakase, not Kurishima, right? Yeah. Is that true? She's really not sick? Yeah, I don't think so. But Mary showed me her phone. From Kade. Fubuki's back in the hospital. I'm on my way. Here's the location.
また入院しただって
She's back in the hospital. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on screen. I guess that's where we're going, huh? Fubuki was at a different location than before. This time it was at the AH Tokyo General Hospital High-Tech Medical Center in Yoyogi. It's supposedly one of Japan's most advanced hospitals. According to what I read on the internet, patients with the new encephalitis that everyone was talking about were being gathered here for special treatment. But I also read lots of bad urban legends about the place, and I was a bit worried about what kind of horror show I'd find there. But of course, when I arrived, it was nothing like that. It was very clean and decorated like a luxury hotel.
マユリちゃん、ホカリンさん、こっちです。
This way. Kade and Yuki waved to us as we entered the lobby. I got a message from Kade as well, and it had evidently come right over.
ふぶきちゃんは
Where's Fubuki?
大丈夫だよ。
She's fine. Yuki gave Mayuri a soft hug and a smile. Kade bowed her head apologetically.
驚かせてごめんね。
Sorry to scare
私も
you.
焦っちゃって。
I was kind of in a hurry myself.
もっと
I should have
ちゃん
checked
と確認してから
more
メー
carefully
ルすれ
before
ば
I
よかった
messaged you.
というと
What do you mean?
Nakase-san
How's
の
Nakase
容体
doing?
今病室でふぶきちゃんの
I just met her mom in the
会えたん
hospital
ですけど
room, and it doesn't look like her illness has gotten any worse.
じゃあまた
And they've just brought in her here for more examinations or something?
はい。
Yes, that's what they said. So there's nothing to worry about. Oh, I'm so glad. Mary looked extremely relieved as Yuki continued to hug her. If I had remembered right, the last time they examined her, they said it was possible that she had the disease, but as long as it didn't get any worse, it wouldn't affect her daily life. They just told her to come back for regular checkups. The new encephalitis had arrived in Japan over 6 months ago, but the number of patients was still increasing. Fortunately, there hadn't been a single casualty yet, because it's not real, it's just freaking Steins Gate.
あれ
Or
は
not Steins Gate, freaking reading Stein, I don't know why I call it Steins Gate. Steins Gate is the thing that we're trying to get to, or that Souza is trying to get to. I'm pretty sure that there's no illness though. I was certain that what they were calling encephalitis was actually something similar to reading Steiner. One time, when I went to visit Fubuki in the hospital, I had secretly investigated the other patients. I wasn't able to get any proof, but I found out most of the patients in her wing had, to varying degrees, memories of the same world line. Many people had memories of Japan at war.
ふぶきちゃんに
Can we
会
see
えるかな。
Fubuki?
それがね、今
They said they're doing an MRI to look at her brain right now, so she's not in her room.
そうなんだ。
I see.
でももう少しで終わるみたい
But
よ。
it'll be done soon.
ここで待ってい
Fubuki's
て
mom
っ
told us to
て
wait here.
ふぶきちゃんのお母さんが。
Kata motioned to Mayori, indicating that she should sit down at a nearby
検査が
sofa.
終わったら声を
Once
か
the
けて
exam
く
is
れる
done,
み
she's
たい
gonna come get us. I let the girls sit down by the sofa and stood next to them while I surveyed the lobby.
すごい病院ですよね。
This is an amazing hospital, isn't it?
おお
Yeah.
中瀬さんの家って
Is
実は
Nakase's
すごい
family really
金
rich or
持ちだった
something?
りするのか
If she's staying in a place like this.
そんない
え、そうじゃ
No,
な
that's
くて
not
で
it.
すね。ふぶきちゃんのお母さんの
Fuki's mom
話だ
said
と
that Japanese and American governments are paying for a new treatment project. It's going to be centered around this lab and dedicated in a hospital in America, supposedly.
そうなのか
I see. I wasn't sure how I felt about that. Yeah, considering America's part of the time travel thing, right? If I was right about her disease, or what this disease really was, it was hard to imagine a bigger waste of money.
お願いします患者は全員個室にしてくださいそれも患者同士が
Please give-
接触しないようなるべく離れた部屋で
That sounds like Dr. Leskinen, kinda. Please give the patients private rooms and try to keep the rooms far apart from one another as possible to ensure the patients don't come into
しか
contact.
しね、そ
But
ん
there
な都
aren't
合
that
よく
many
病
open
床
rooms.
それでもやってくれないとダメです
It does. It sounds like Dr. Leskinen. You need to do it anyway. If the patients talk to each other, they'll start to share the dreams, right?
いや、それはそう
Sure,
で
that's
すが
true, but
脳というのはね、
once a person hears about someone else's dream, their brain can trick them into thinking they had that same dream as well.
あたかも自分が見た夢のように錯覚してしまう。
Oh,
そういう
snap.
可能性だってあるのです。
Across the lobby, I saw an old Japanese doctor in a white coat and a big man in a suit who was frantically trying to talk to him. Oh. I'd seen the man in the suit before. Actually, it was a man I knew well. But Professor Leskinen. I hurried over. Leskinen, it's me, Okabe. He must have been wearing his translator because he was communicating with the old doctor in Japanese. Dr. Leskinen's face quickly broke into a smile when he saw me.
Oh, Rentaro!
His voice was so loud that everyone in the lobby, doctors, nurses, staff, and even the patients turned to look at me. But Dr. Leskinen didn't seem to notice them as he ran over. He was like a giant American football player racing for a touchdown. Wait, Professor, stop. My cries went unheard as Dr. Leskinen tackled me and then pulled me up. He switched from football player to pro wrestler and swung me up and down. I felt like I was a little child. There was nothing I could do to resist him as he flung me around. A moment later, he noticed the cold stares of the people around us and finally released me. Oh my, I'm so sorry. I was so surprised I got a little too excited. Dr. Leskinen bowed to the people around him in apology. I thought he was going back to America. Dr. Leskinen, who is this young man? The doctor that Professor Leskinen had been talking to was staring at me suspiciously. Oh, wasn't sure exactly what to tell him. It wasn't like he was really my professor. You seem to be a student. Which school are you with? If you're studying brain science, is that like the professor? No, he'll be a student at Victor Grandier University this September. I'm planning on having him come to my lab. I see, Victor Grandier University, eh? That's a surprise. I looked over at Dr. Leskinen questioningly, but he just gave me a mischievous smile. This guy, he really was such a kid. It's very rare for a Japanese student to be able to go there. I'm impressed. Thanks. After the doctor left, I sighed loudly enough for the Professor Leskinen to hear me. So, who was that guy? The director of this hospital. The director? You just told a lie to someone that important? Oh, did I lie? I said you're going to be a student in September, but I didn't mean this September. Or what? Do you think you don't have what it takes to make it into my school at the end? That's a little unfortunate, but he really was like a little kid, completely shameless. But still, it was hard to hate him. I'm surprised though. I had no idea you were in Japan. It'd been 5 months since I'd seen him off at Narita. I looked around for Maho, but I didn't see her anywhere. Are you not feeling well, Rintaro? Did you come here for treatment? Oh no, I'm here to visit a friend. Oh, I see, that's good. It's not good for your friend, I'm sorry. Oh no. So, what are you doing at a Japanese hospital? Dr. Leskinen brought his face close to mine and whispered so that the people around us couldn't hear him. You've heard about the new encephalitis cases, right? The American government asked our physiology lab to look into it, but they've hit a roadblock. The university ordered me to help with the investigation. I see. So you're helping with the new encephalitis cases. That was a word I didn't expect to hear. I explained that my friend was here because they thought she might have the disease. Is your friend named Katsume Nakase, perhaps? Yeah, you met her at the Christmas party, didn't you? That's right.
実は
My interest in this new disease started with that party, you see.
君と克美が揃って
Both
倒
you
れ
and
ただろ
Katsumi collapsed, right? He was right, actually. In my case, had been sent over to that other world line.
克美には
I met up with her again several days ago, and she demanded to know why she was being sent back to the hospital when she was just fine.
そうでしたか。
I see.
もう少し協力的
Would you
に
tell
な
her
ってくれると嬉しいと
It would make me happy if she was a bit more cooperative.
あ
実際のところ
I actually feel really bad for both her and all the other patients.
我々も日本の医師
We
団
in
も
the Japanese team are doing what we can, but we don't understand the results we're getting.
どにも下世ない
Dr. Leskinen's
検査
usually
結果
chipper
ばかり
expression
で
darkened.
困り果てているのさ
The man of such a ball of vitality that hadn't noticed. Wait, the man was such a ball of vitality that I hadn't noticed until then, but his smile disappeared as soon. Or I could tell. Wait, but when his smile disappeared, I could see the wrinkles that had formed on his face from exhaustion. He must have been working hard, like he said.
正直
To be honest, none of the doctors thought that we would have this much trouble explaining it at the start.
どうしたんだウィンター
あ。
Oh, well,
何か気になることでも
there's something wrong.
いえ、
No,
俺は医学生じゃないので。
I'm not a medical student, so this is all outside my expertise. I was just about to tell him about my reading Steiner, but in the end I couldn't. If my uninformed opinion was wrong, it could cost the encephalitist patients their lives. I couldn't just tell him when I didn't have any proof. And then his face suddenly drew close to mine again.
ところで
By the
その
way,
克美が
Katsumi was saying something very interesting.
自分たちは病
She
気じゃ
said
な
something
い
about not being
別
sick,
の世界
about
の
how she
出
was
来
actually
事を
experiencing another
夢で
world
見
in her
る能
dreams.
力が
I told her not to say anything about it. Could she not help it? This was bad. They might start to doubt her
え
sanity.
っと、
Well,
中瀬さんは
Nakase's got a
その
very vivid imagination, maybe?
とても
She
想
loves
像力が
sci-fi
乏しい
and anime.
他の平行世界を感知できる力なんて
She probably just said that she had the power to experience parallel worlds because she saw it on some show somewhere.
実は俺も
I
そう
remember I
いう
used
こ
to
とを
say
言って
stuff
いた
like
時期
that.
があるんですよ。
I tried my best to come up with excuses, but Dr. Leskinen still seemed concerned.
だけどね
But
私
still,
も治療プロジェクトに
I was really
参加
surprised
して
when I started
驚いたんだ
participating in the treatment
確
project.
かにこの病
One
の
of the
特
strange
徴
things
と
about
して
this illness is that many of the
多くの
patients share the
患
same
者が夢
dreams.
を集団幻覚に
I'm
近い
assuming it's similar to mass hallucination.
でもなんだろう
But
こんなこ
what do you
とは
think?
初めてで
I've never seen this before.
脳科学
From a
的
brain
には
science perspective,
今のところ
I just don't have an answer right
解が導け
now.
ない正直
To be
非科
honest,
学的
unscientific is the word that seems
一
best
番
fit.
しっくり
Like
くるくらい
parallel worlds or memories of a past
それ
life,
こ
you
そ
know.
そうですか。
君も克美からいろいろと話
It
を
would help
聞
if you
いてくれ
talked
る
to
と
Katsumi
助
too.
医者に言えないことでも
If there are some things you
友人
can't say to a
には
doctor,
はずだろうしね
but that you tell to your friends.
はい。一
Sure,
応
I'll ask her, I guess.
心がけておきます。
さてリンタロウそれはそれとして
So, that aside, I have a question for you. I'm gonna end it right here. It's a good comeback to the next episode and see what happens. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, you guys are great. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed this episode. I know they've been a bit longer, but I can never find a place to stop with this. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I upload a lot of similar stuff, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode, whatever it may be. Peace out, you guys.